Great story, West Side Story, for and many, many folks are listening. You know, probably if you were to put that on, we could hear you a whole lot better too.
Thanks.
But Matt we're talking about Grissom High School's theater group, and it's the drama club, right? Is that right? Or what is it?
It's the theater department.
Theater
and the
department,
music
okay,
department,
and the music department.
and the band, because the band plays for us. And
Great. They only got, what, how many bands at Grissom? 3 or 4?
Four bands. It's the jazz band.
I know it, man. It's unreal how large and how much participation they have at Grissom High School. But you're going to enjoy yourself in just a few minutes, I promise you. You're going to see some great entertainment. Right now, though, we need to check in with Wendy Howell Nations. I tell you, Wendy, if you do any better than what we had this weekend, I'm going to say congratulations, and how did you do it? Man, what a great weekend.
Wasn't it just beautiful? I guess many people put in their orders for a beautiful weekend.
Double boxer. Anyway, Kim, a wonderful job Friday and sitting in there and taking care of business here while we were over there trying to make sure that our camera and our stuff from the shows would get on the air, which we managed to do finally at about 6 o'clock. But it's one of those things, when you're on live television, sometimes the equipment just doesn't want to cooperate. And, you know, but it did. And Kim, thank you again. Wonderful job working with Steve West and Steve Miller. The folks, I know that they had a huge, huge crowd at the Home Builders Crafters Association this weekend. And we had a tremendous crowd over at the Pancake Breakfast on Friday over in Florence, the Kiwanis Club. And I even brought Kim back a pancake, and I know that she ate 6 or 8 of those one pancakes. Boy, I mean, she went through you ought to have seen her like a buzzsaw, man. There was stuff flying everywhere. But we had a big time, and thanks for everybody for coming down and talking with us. And in fact, we didn't leave over there until almost 10 o'clock. We just got to sit around talking and everything. And you know, it was just fun, just enjoying it. It was good to see the folks over in the shows. Hadn't been over there in a while. Need to get over there more often. Matt Foster is one of many of our guests this morning, and they're going to perform in just a minute. This is the Grissom Theater Club band. Choral group. A lot of
things kind of come together.
Just kind of it's just a good group together, and they're going to perform a couple of numbers from West Side Story that they are. When is the actual performances now?
It's March 13th, 14th, and 15th, and there's those are the night performances, and then there's 2 matinees, one on Sunday and one on Saturday.
Okay, all right, and that'll be this weekend as well.
Yes.
Okay, all right, so you know what to look for. We're going to talk about it. Let's do a break, come back, and we will have them perform for you. Don't go away.
Deeps go on.
Boy, did you see how fast Matt changed? Man, just like that, snap of finger, and boom, there it was. Stephanie Bromley-Kelsey is our guest, and Stephanie, you are the choreographer, I can't even talk this morning, of our West Side Story that's performed by the folks at Grissom High School. How long have you been at Grissom?
I've been at Grissom just this year. This is my first year with them. We moved to Huntsville, Alabama last September, so I feel very honored to be working at Grissom High School.
Well, how's my old buddy Glenn Stiles out there?
Doing great, doing great.
Or Doug Stiles, I should say.
We give him as much trouble as possible.
Well, that's okay. So did I, many, many, many years ago. In fact, we won't mention how many years ago, but our 30th reunion is coming up next year, just to give you an idea. But I remember when Coach Stiles first came to Butler High School, and that was back probably before you were born. You're getting old, Doug. But it's good, and I get a chance to talk with him every once in a while. I tell you what, he's a fine fellow. A lot of good folks out there at Grissom High School.
Wonderful, wonderful faculty and administration.
Ronnie Stapler played basketball at Butler High School, and of course a wonderful coach, and has been for many, many years there. And you've just you really have. You've had a wonderful. And in fact, Paul Parvin, we used to call him Little Paul.
I'll make sure I remind him.
I am serious, because we all grew up together in the same neighborhood and everything. And Paul was a little bitty fella. We called him Little Paul. Of course, Little Paul's bigger than everybody around now. He's a good-sized lad, but a fine athlete when he was at Lee High School before going into coaching. And of course, you know the success that he had at Johnson and at Grissom as well. So you've got some performers over there. How did y'all come upon this West Side Story thing?
We thought we had enough good people to do it. We have a real strong cast. They have come together and worked very, very hard for this. This is something they really have always wanted to do. Right. And it's a very hard musical. It's one of the hardest musicals in the musical repertoire. Bernstein, of course, is one of the most celebrated composers, and of course Jerome Robbins, choreographer and director. He had the original concept of the whole show, went to the streets of New York City to find what the gangs did to bring it to the stage so that he could send out a message about the racism and prejudice of the time.
Right.
So it's very important because it does parallel to today's time, and it's good for these kids to experience something like this and understand what it really means, because they can apply it to today's times and see how they can help to remedy the prejudice issue.
West Side Story is set in what, in the late 50s?
Late 50s. 1957 was when it was originally produced on Broadway, and it's set basically then. You know, there's some liberties. It doesn't always have to be set then. But we have set it in the late 1950s, and with the hair, the jeans, the shoes, the dresses, it's really great. And our costume women have done an incredible job of recreating the 1950s look, and they've worked very hard, so I do want to recognize them for their hard work.
I think I've still got some of that stuff. Some of the original.
and say, can we borrow that?
Let's do this. What do you say that we join the group and let's have them do a number over there?
Okay.
And there's a whole bunch of folks over there. And before we get off the air, I do want you to acknowledge each and every one of them. But this is the Grissom High School group doing West Side Story, and they're going to do what?
They're going to do the Jet Song, which is one of the opening songs of Act 1.
And by the way, they are doing this a cappella because we're
Yes.
talking about machinery. Their machinery died this morning as well. So, but they're going to do this a cappella. So not only is it tough normally, but when you're doing it that way, it's double tough. So here they are. Guys, it's all yours.
Who needs Tony?
Against the Sharks, we need every man we got.
Tony doesn't belong anymore.
Cut it, action, boy. I and Tony started the Jets.
Yeah, well, he acts like you don't want to belong.
Who wouldn't want to belong to the Jets?
Tony hasn't been with us for over a month. What about the day we just clobbered the Emerald?
Wish we couldn't have done without Tony. He saved my ever-loving neck.
That's right. He's always come through for us, and he will now. When you're a jet all the way from your first cigarette to your last dying day. When you're a jet, if the spit hits the fan, you got brothers around, you're a family man. You're never alone, you're never disconnected, you're home with your own. When company's expected, you're well protected. Then you are set with the capital J, which you'll never forget till they got you away. When you're a jet, you stay a jet.
Are you with us, Axel?
Yeah. I know Tony like I know me, and I guarantee you can count him in.
Yeah, well, in now. Let's get cracking.
Where are you gonna find Bernardo?
At the dance tonight at the gym.
But the gym's neutral territory.
Oh, I'm gonna make nice, Sarah. I'm only gonna challenge you. Right, Daddy-O? So dress up, sweet and sharp. Meet Tony and me at 10, and walk tall.
We always walk tall.
We're Jets.
The greatest.
When you're a jet, you're the top cat in town. You're the gold medal kid with the heavyweight crown. When you're a jet, you're the swingin'est thing. Little boy, you're a man. Little man, you're a king. The Jets are in gear. Our cylinders are clicking. The Sharks will steer clear. 'Cause every Puerto Rican's a lousy chicken. Here comes the Jets like a bat out of hell. Someone gets in our way. Someone don't feel so well. Here come the Jets, little world, step aside. Better go underground, better run, better hide. We're drawing the line, so keep your noses hidden. We're hanging a sign, says visitors forbidden, and we ain't kidding. Here comes the Jets, yeah, and we're gonna beat every last buggin' gang on the whole buggin' street, on the whole ever mother loving street. Yeah!
All right. Great job, guys. Fantastic. Now, that is what you said is one of the opening numbers
Yes.
of the play West Side Story. Later on, Matt was telling us that you're going to do one where it's kind of like fun.
Right. This is in the second act. It's G. Officer Krupke, and Krupke is one of the characters. He is the policeman, and he's a little bit of the comic relief throughout the show because the show does deal with some serious issues, and they are in turn making fun of him because he's always telling them what to do, and they go about making fun of him and how they perceive him as the authority figure. So it's interesting, and they play different characters in the song, and it's a real showstopper.
Okay. Well, we're going to see that in just a minute. Right now, a quick commercial break. Come back. We'll check in with Wendy, get that 5-day forecast, and bring you G. Officer Krupke. Let's make it about 13 before the hour. Today is the 10th, and very, very comfortable on the outside. In fact, we were lucked out. You know, they were talking about lots of rain and stuff, and it just kind of eased on by.
Kind of easing on out, which is a nice thing.
Well, I appreciated it very much because I had to do a lot of moving. In fact, I still got some to do, but I got most everything done. I've been doing that for the last 3 days, but when you're doing it by yourself, it gets like, you know, you can only carry so much at a time.
So much at a time.
Yeah,
right.
but we can get it done. We're talking with Stephanie Brawley Kelsey, and Stephanie is the choreographer, and you're also the dance teacher?
At Grissom High School.
At Grissom High School. And, of course, if you just joined us and you missed the opening number of West Side Story, or one of the opening numbers, why? You should have been here, because Grissom, the guys did a wonderful job. They're going to do another number for us in just a minute. And they're doing this on the hard side. I mean, they're doing acapella, and that is outstanding.
CD did not work today, so they're rising to the occasion as they always do.
I'm telling you, they certainly are. Well, speaking of rising to the occasion, Wendy Howell Nations has risen to the occasion as far as our forecast. Wendy, if we dig out the old Farmer's Almanac, and when the moon is in the sign of the heart, which would be Leo in this case, all right, and you cut the weeds, they bleed to death. And it's appropriate that you do it in March, and you also do it around April 15th. Somehow or another that ties in with this other bleeding that you do about that time, you know. But anyway, if you could hold off to cut your onions, that's the time to do it. Let's do a break, come right back, and we're going to join Grissom's, I don't know, can I just call them theater group?
You can call them the theater group.
Now, about 8 minutes before the hour, this is the fastest 30 minutes in television, Stephanie. I mean, it's just, we're on and we're going, just like that. We're talking about Grissom's theater group, and they're performing West Side Story, and that's this weekend, right?
Yes, March 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th. We have 7:30 shows, and Saturday matinee and a Sunday matinee at 2 o'clock.
Great. Any admission charge?
And there, it is $6 for students and $8 for adults, and it is reserved seating. That's something new this year.
So
the night shows are reserved seating. The matinees, I think, are still general admission.
And the proceeds, of course, goes back to help as far as the drama group and the
Yes, so
theater
that we
and
can do
everything
another
else.
musical next year.
There you go. So go and help it out and enjoy it. And here, we're going to give you a reason to go, to give you an idea. These folks are outstanding. They just did one number. They're going to do another. Again, remember, they are doing this a cappella. Now, during the play that you perform, there is music.
They do have music, yes.
So, which, I mean, they did a great job without the music, but you can figure even more so with the music in there. They're going to do
G Officer Krupke, which is a song in Act 2.
All right, here it is. It's all yours, guys.
Cops believe everything they read in the papers.
Yeah, to them we ain't human. We're cruddy juvenile delinquents. So that's what we give them.
Yeah.
What are you doing, stupid?
Are you?
Who, me, Officer Krupke?
Yeah, you. Give me one good reason for not dragging you down to the station house, you punk.
Dear kindly Sergeant Krupke, you gotta understand, it's just our bringing upkeep that gets us out of hand. Our mothers all are junkies, our fathers all are drunks. Golly Moses, naturally we're punks. Gee, Officer Krupke, we're very upset. We never had the love that every child ought to get. We ain't no delinquents, we're misunderstood. Deep down inside us there is good. There is good, there is good, there is good, there is untapped good. Like inside, the worst of us is good.
Hey, that was good, big deal.
That's a touching good story.
Let me tell it to the world.
Just talk to the judge.
Just wait. What are you doing, man?
Dear kindly Judge, Your Honor, my parents treat me rough. With all the marijuana, they won't give me a puff. They didn't want to have me, but somehow I was had leaping lizards. That's why I'm so bad.
Right, Officer Krupke, you're really a square. This boy don't need a judge, he needs an analyst care. It ain't no neurosis that ought to be curbed. He's psychologically disturbed.
I'm disturbed. We're disturbed, we're the most disturbed. Like we're psychologically disturbed.
And the opinion of this court, this child is depraved on account he ain't had a normal home.
Hey, I'm depraved on account I'm deprived.
So take him to a head straight.
Ah! My daddy beats my mommy clobbers me, my grandpa is a commie, my grandma pushes tea, my sister wears a mustache, my brother wears a dress. Goodness gracious, that's why I'm a mess.
Right, Officer Krupke, you're really a slob. This boy don't need a doctor just to go on his job. Society's played him a terrible trick. And sociologically, he's sick.
I am sick.
We are sick, we are sick, like we're sociologically sick. In my opinion, this child doesn't need to have his head shrunk at all. No, juvenile delinquency is merely a social disease.
Hey, I got a social disease.
So take him to a social worker.
Oh, okay.
Dear kindly social worker, they say go earn a buck, like be a soda jerker, which means I'd be a schmuck. It's not I'm antisocial, I'm only anti-work. Glorioski, that's why I'm a jerk.
Hey, Officer Krupke, you've done it again. This boy don't need a job, he needs a year in the pen. It ain't just a question of misunderstood. Deep down inside him, he's no good.
I'm no good. When I want to play good, like the best of us is no damn good. I don't know what to do.
Trouble is he's crazy.
The trouble is he drinks.
The trouble is he's lazy.
The trouble is he stinks.
Oh, the trouble is he's growing.
The trouble is he's grown.
Krupke, we got troubles of our own. Gee, Officer Krupke, we're down on our knees. 'Cause no one wants a fellow with a social disease. Gee, Officer Krupke, what are we to do? Gee, Officer Krupke, Krupp you!
All right, thanks, guys. West Side Story from Grissom High School's theater.
Shut up! Let's choreograph it. Y'all want to go over there? How about that?
The Jets are gonna have the day tonight.
The Sharks are going to have their way tonight.
The Puerto Ricans grumble, bad fun. But if they start a rumble, we'll rumble and run.
We're going to have a little surprise tonight.
We're gonna dance a size tonight.
Yeah! The setup gonna romp it. Yeah! No, so just in case we jump, we're ready to mix. Tonight,
We're gonna rock it tonight. We're gonna jazz it up and have some fun. They're gonna get it tonight. The more they turn it on, the harder they fall. Well, then we get it. Well, then we got it. And we're the ones that stop once and for all. Tonight.
Anita's gonna get a kiss tonight. We'll have a private little kiss tonight. We're walking hot tonight. So what? No matter if he's tired, as long as he's hot.
Wait, you're gonna tell me.
Tonight.
tonight. shall see my love tonight, and for us, stars will stop where they are. Today, the minutes seem like hours, the hours go so slowly, and still the sky is light. Oh, moon, grow bright, and make this endless day, endless night.
Come on down here. I want to talk to you, Tony. That's right, Tony. I want to talk to you.
All right.
I'm counting on you to be there tonight. When Diesel wins at Fair and Square tonight. That Puerto Rican punk will go down. And when he's all that uncle, we'll tear up the town. So I can count on you, boy.
All right.
We're gonna have us a ball.
All right.
Louder, Lisa!
Worm to worm.
I'll see you there, everybody.
Tonight.
We're gonna rock it tonight. I need us to move. We're gonna get it tonight.
Hi, I'm Jason Dees, and that was Tonight from West Side Story.
My last night is a blot.
No!
A fortune teller told Peppy a dark lady was coming into his life.
Now that's why he's not taking you out after the rumble.
Hey, we have a new battery. I'm a nonconformist.
Oh, Max! Oh, Max! Come on! I can't control it anymore! I'm ready, Max!
Green Dragon right here. Do the prologue all screwy. I say we have all prologue. Everybody has a knife, so everybody gets killed during that.